And, oh, di ba? Ayan. Mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to everyone. Magandang umaga, tanghali, gabi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, kombangwa sa lahat. Ayan, to everyone, welcome, welcome to Icy Fit Livestream. Oh, ayan, makulit tayo kaagad. And of course, guys, before we even start, please do me a favor and share this live stream to your social media community. Ayan. And let's get mentally and emotionally fit for tonight's episode where you are going to pick my topics for tonight. And if some of you guys are kind of like, why is it Saturday? Because tomorrow I won't be having a live stream. So we're going to do it tonight. This is just kind of like temporary. It's only temporary. It's going to be Friday night tonight. Tomorrow we're not going to have any live stream, but next week again, it's going to be Saturday again. So, again, thank you for coming, guys. Especially, diba? Ayan, kay Mami Weng. Diba? Mami Weng, thank you. Thanks, Doc. Siyempre, sa sisi ko na si Kalia Isla. Diba? Mabubulol pa. Of course, thank you. Kay Rix DXB, mega love shout out. Lodi host. Mega love shout out to you naman. Rix, how are you doing? Kumusta ang panahon dyan sa inyo? And of course, sa aking admin, 'di ba? Mega love shout out mga bida. Am I loud and clear, guys? Can you really hear me loud and ano ba yan? Nababakol pa ako. Ang aga-aga nagbabakal kagad, o, 'di ba? Ayan, and of course, sa mga patamsak nyo dyan, to all people, ayan, don't forget to thumbs up this one, ayan, and of course, like it if you want to. Smash that like button and subscribe because you cannot, if you're on YouTube, because we're going to do multi live stream again. If you're on YouTube, you're not going to interact with me if you're not subscribed. It's kind of like a way if you're asking why is it only subscribers mode, because we're trying to kind of like avoid those bots. We're trying to avoid those people that want too much attention and they're trying to create a toxicity in the live stream. Diba? Because we're trying to promote positive vibes, we're trying to promote positive thoughts, and of course, we're trying to kind of like, you know, give something, share something wonderful, not toxicity around. Ganon. There's too much toxicity in the world. We don't really need more of it. O, diba? No, thank you. And of course, I do see you, Kisas Katapang. I am mega, mega love shout out to you as well. Mega love shout out host. So pretty naman ang boss ko. You like it. I wonder why sometimes I think it's my camera setting. Like it's not the same. But when I was facing the mirror while I was doing this, it's the same. So I think it's my camera, you know, kind of like that. But I don't know how to do it, or maybe because I'm positioned like this. But whatever it is, guys, ayan, yes, loud and clear. Oh, diba? Thank you, naman. That's good. I'm loud and clear. And ayan, so how does the topics for tonight going to do about? So if you're kind of like old, if you're old, in my channel, old talaga old. But if you're not a newbie or like new to my channel, before I do this box thing where I put topics that I kind of come up with, yeah, from subscribers and from people that, like try to interact with me. And so I put it in here to kind of like talked about. And of course, the past live streams that we have, there's a lot of kind of like topics that there's a lot of people that kind of triggered about it. So we're just kind of like going through again with it. And obviously, with you guys, if you wanted to interact, you wanted to talk about it, if you want to kind of like share your opinion as well, how do you think about it, your perspective on a certain topic, please do interact. We'll talk about it, we'll discuss, Ayan. And of course, share awareness if we can. Like, how do we deal on certain things that is in here in this box? Get it, guys? And of course, I'm going to pick one, but you're the one who's going to say stop where I would pick something. Okay, nagkakaintindihan ba tayo, guys? Naintindihan yung sinasabi ko. Pag hindi, taas yung kamay nyo. Ayan, kilikili, paa, everything. But before we start, of course, kind of wanted to talk to you guys. How are you doing? Kumusta admin ikaw? How do you doing admin? What's the dinner for tonight? Ayan, I don't know. I did shumai today. I don't know if you called it shumai or shomai. Because in Japan, so they in Japan's, diba? Ang daming Japan. In Japan, we call it shumai, but in the Philippines they call it shomai. Oh, you're in Twitch as well. Hello. I mean, oh, Felipe G. Thank you, Felipe G. I mean, mega, mega. Yeah, sometimes I do like multi live stream. Like sometimes, kind of like just kind of like trying to test the waters. Why not? Sometimes I do play games on Twitch, but like it's just kind of like a thing. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's just kind of like, it was just kind of like recommended to me to do. So I'm trying to do it if I can. But sometimes it's more on, like one thing. And I can actually do like 1020p on Twitch. And because I'm using StreamYard on YouTube, I can only do 720p. So kind of like that. Like I'm trying to like look at it in that kind of sense. But thank you, Felipe G. Thank you, Ayan. My dinner is ginataang puso ng saging with papaya. Sarap sampalin ni admin. Oh my god, I love that. So it's basically my admin's dinner for tonight was coconut heart, banana heart, coconut banana heart. Is that how you translate it in English? With papaya and sour, like vinegar fished vinegar. I think that's how you translate it in English. But anyways, yan, I love it. Ay nako. Ayan. Those are the things that I missed in the Philippines. But that's it. Me, I didn't really had, well, I wouldn't say it's dinner because I did had a late brunch today. Oh, tuwan-tuwa? Tuwan-tuwa ka. Ayan, you're too happy. Too happy. Okay. You like making me envious, admin. You really do. I feel like you like me mouth watering. Is that how, how do you say that? Mouth water. I don't know. But I did have that. So I actually did also mango graham. It's kind of like graham crackers with cream. I made it. I didn't eat it because, couldn't. But I made it. I failed. I think I failed. But according to Amin, I didn't fail. It was kind of nice, like that kind of thing. But, whatever. I at least I tried because, something like that. O, diba? Ayan. But since we're going to get ready, admin, ayan, pag-usapan natin. Let's talk about it. And of course, Felipe, ayan. So, the rules of tonight is gonna be, I'm going to pick something in this box full of topics from you guys, and you have to say stop. And when you say stop, then that's what I'm going to pick which one is in my hand or in my fingers. And then we're going to talk about that specific topic. Do you get it, guys? So there's a lot of topics, but still, you're the one who's going to pick it. And then we're going to talk and discuss about these things if you just want to share. But, guys, if you're going to share something, and this is just kind of like my thing, we're in public, guys, okay? We're in public. So if you're going to share something, how about the taste of mango graham? Well, I kind of tried it like one spoonful. It is good. Of course, it's mango. So it's good. I kind of wanted to kind of like eat a lot more of it, but whatever. It's fine and all. Anyway, so the thing is, what am I saying? I forgot what I was saying. So what I'm saying is, we're in public. Tomorrow, reunion. Na-miss ko si Dean. Are we, Dean? Mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out. I do miss you and Madam. Ayan, nakakamiss naman kayo. Naku, basta nandito ka, okay na yan, Dean. O, diba? Love it. Ayan, andyan. O, diba? Ang cutie natin. Si Dean Arwin TV. O, diba? Bisibisihan masyado itong mga itech. O, diba? So, that's the thing. Hello, admin. And hello to you. Ayan, Dean. O, diba? And what I was saying? Okay. So, because we're in public live stream, the thing is, you can always share your opinions, guys. But always remember you're in public eye. We're all in public eye. Anything you would say is permanent on the internet, especially if someone, like it's permanent. So, at the same time, in this live stream, we always going to talk about our opinions, our experiences, but always protect your own privacy. And at the same time, if somebody is not agreeing with you, it's okay. Don't fight about it. It's all about conversation. And that's what we need at this times, conversation. It doesn't have to be like you agree with me. You don't have to. Like, really, you don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. Because even though we have the same experiences in our lifetime, it doesn't mean we think of that specific situation the same thing, because we have different backgrounds, different culture. It's just about trying to understand each other's perspective. And you don't have to understand if you don't want to. Do you, boo boo? Kind of like that. Okay? Do you understand that now? Ayan, hindi ako papayag walang sticker. O, parehas tayo din. I think that's one of the things that I kind of like collect. Like even, like when I was a kid, I collect not souvenir, stationaries, like I'm not really a girly type growing up, but at the same time, like when it comes to stickers, especially when those, how do you call that? Those, I'm in Japan. I'm Japanese, and I forget what is called. It's so obvious I've been not doing it so much lately. You know that thing where you take pictures and it become a sticker? I forgot how it's I forgot how it's called. But, like when it came out before, I collected that. Oh, Razelma, I miss you, Razelma. Mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out, Razelma. How you doing? Mega, mega love shout out, host ganda. Ayan, mas maganda ka pa sa gabi, Razelma. How you doing? Nasa Pinas ka ba, Raselma? Are you in the Philippines? Admin, okay lang, medyo busy. O, diba? Ang shala ng mga kay Dean Arwin, puro mga solar panel, ganun. Ganda. So, that's what I'm saying, guys. Ayan. So, I like collecting stickers as well, especially if, like the people or the person that you kind of like support or be a member of, they kind of like have like cute Stickers. I like using them. And once you use them, it feels like when you go to a certain live stream and you don't have stickers, it's almost like you feel naked. Oh, diba? But I'm not that super rich guy. So sometimes, things happen. So I understand. Ayan. So, guys, are you ready, guys? Do you want to talk with me? Parang nagmakaawa pa eh. Do you want to talk with me or you don't? Don't have to. Ayan. May bago ako, Ligo Challenge. Nakabahag lang, di mo pa napapanood. Ay, gusto ko yan. Ayan. Of course, mamaya, after this, papanoorin ko ng bongga yan. Ayan. May nakita ba doon? Ayan. And silip lang po, host, nasa biyahe pa ako going to province. Oh, she's definitely in the Philippines. I hope you enjoy. Ayan, enjoy your very, 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 very wonderful time dyan sa Pinas. And of course, ingat sa biyahe, Razelma. Ayan, regards to the whole family in the province. And make your vacation worth it. And thank you sa pagdaan. I really appreciate that. And of course, kay Rams at Tagak, ayan, you're ready na to do react videos again, Rams. Ayan, Rams at Tagak, ayan, also known as PWD Rams, maayong gabi. Char lang. Ayan, sabi ko wala eh. Wala mo na ako nakita din. Ikaw naman, no? Akala ko Barbie si Ate Icy pala yun. Very pretty. Oh, thank you, Rams. I do try. Kaso andyan si Dean, oh, 'di ba? Babasagin na naman ni Dean yung trip ko. I try Rams. Para hindi naman kayo hindi naman kayo ma-boring. O, di ba? Ayan. Mega love shout out Rams sa Tagak from admin. And ingat po sa biyahe, Ma'am Razelma from admin. Ayan. And thank you, host. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you as well, Razelma. Ayan. O, diba? Ang dami nating flowers. O, diba? Ayan. So, guys, say stop when you want me to stop, and we're gonna pick our number one topic for tonight. We're gonna start right now, so like it's gonna be fast. Di pa nga nag-uumpisa no? Tinatapos na kagad. And also, guys, if you are trying to understand what am I saying, sometimes this is a multilingual live stream. It's Tagalog, Filipino, and if you're a Japanese, like you say something in Japanese, it's gonna be my pleasure to talk languages so that I know of. But if you are trying to speak and practice, I do encourage everyone to practice their English here in ICFit live streamer. There's no kind of judgment. You can speak like broken English. I don't care because sometimes I do speak broken English sometimes. It takes a lot of practice. So, ready guys? Kanina pa ako nagre-ready. Hindi naman ka nagsabi ng ready. Ayan, are you ready guys? Or not? Kasi or not, babay na tayo. Ang kulit. Diba? But, are you guys ready? Because I am ready. Okay, let's start now. Ano ba yan? Ang gulo ng box ko. Ayan. So guys, these are all the topics. It's not that much. Ayan. Parang paraffle lang. Ayan. Diba? Ready. Ayan. So admin, say stop. Shalalalala. O, di ba? Pag ganun. Ako pa nagsasabi talaga. Ayan. So, say stop. Admin, say stop when you want me to stop. Ayan. 1. O, di ba? ASMR. Say stop if you want me to stop. And then we're gonna start on that topic. Ang tagal naman. Tagal-tagal naman. No, it's just a box. Oh, diba? Just a box. I just found it and it's kind of cool. So I just kind of use it, for you guys. Para naman hindi pangit yung box ko. Hindi sa pipa. I just saw it. So I just took it. Ganon. Yun. Ni-recycle. Ni-recycle ko yung box because it's kind of cool. It's a kind of cool box. So, palabunutan ba yan? Oo, palabunutan ng topics, hindi ng papremyo. Topics. Nothing yet. May ganyan box lola ko. Stop! Okay, so this one. Okay, I got a topic right here. Okay. Anong nakalagay dun din? Ano nakalagay dun sa box? Okay. So, we're gonna start with pretentious people. O, diba? The topic for today is, ayan, number one topic for today is pretentious people, fake friends, or people. Ayan, fake friend, people, ayan. And of course, at the same thing, these are all included. Poster. Have you ever heard of the word poster? Ayan, so I think everything is in it, like mga taong nagpi-pretend, ayan, mga peking tao, fake friends, fake people, posters. So what can you say about that? So, since I'm the one in the camera. Ayan. Digital fanboy! Mega mega love shout out to you. Hey there and hey to you. How you doing, digital fanboy? Have you ever heard or have you ever heard? Have you ever had any bad experience with pretentious people? Wow, ang galing naman ng admin ko. Correct spelling. O, diba? Pretentious people or fake friend. Ayan. I think one of the things, may mga fake friends ako, mga co-work. Aray ko. Co-work ba yon o friends? O, diba? Which one is it? Which one really is it? Ayan. But that's our topic. But the thing is, at least for me, when it comes to like making friends, I think for me lang ha, I think that's one of my curses. Like, sometimes in the Philippines, they have a saying like, in a person, there's always going to be like the luck and the not lucky. Or like sometimes they would say cursed. I think for me, my downfall of my life is fake friends. Like I do kind of like have a hard time having friends. Poster, using pic of someone. Oh, diba? That's another meaning of poser. And of course, the word pretentious itself is what it means as well. So I think with me, I feel so envious and jealous of a lot of people who can make friends, especially, in the later time of their life, like later time of their life. I don't know how you say that, because I feel like the way you get older, as you get older, the more it became hard to make friends. And the thing with me is like I do really have hard time making friends, because I know I'm a hard friend as well, because sometimes I like being alone. I don't really socialize anymore, and even if I do, it's not as much as like other people. Natawa ko doon. Si fake friends ko yan. Kala ko friend lang turing niya sa akin before. Yun pala, love na niya ako. Oh, di ba? Humugot pa talaga siya no? O, diba? Yes, that's true. And of course, Nick Nick, mega, mega, mega love shout out to you, Nick Nick. Ayan, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so the thing is with pretentious people, I always kind of like, it always interests me, especially now that social media is out there. It always kind of like amazes me of how people can actually pretend. Oh, 'di ba? Ay naman talaga naman, pinilit pa rin talaga ni Dean. Oy, thank you, thank you, thank you naman, Dean. Ayan, dahil diyan, again and again, ayan, kahit ayaw mo akong patalunin, tatalon pa rin ako para sa iyo. And this is for you. thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, Dean. Ayan, oy, thank you naman sobra. Ay, napindot. O, di ba? Bawal na bawiin, Dean. Bawal na bawi, walang refund. O, di ba? Wow, thank you so much, Jean Arwin TV. O, diba? Ayan. Thank you, thank you. Pero, totoo yan. Sometimes, I don't know, like, in this time and age where social media are everywhere, I think that's why I don't really like social media and I'm not good at social media. I think it's because, like most of the time you see social media, it's always happiness. Not that I don't see a lot of people posting negativity. It's more of like there's so much filter going on. Can you say it's also, it's also kind of like in a pretentious phase? I don't know, like sometimes there are people like, well, we're not talking about fake friends. We're talking about fake, just being fake, like sometimes you would see a beautiful or like a handsome, super handsome person like in there. And then sometimes I would like ask myself, especially now that I'm breaking out, you probably didn't see it because I'm with my makeup on, but I do am breaking out. Oh, you can actually see it. Yeah. So I have pimples. So the thing is, sometimes I would see these people, they have like nice, and then you see them in person. It's totally different. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that sometimes filter is key. And of course, to Coach Dance, mega, 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 love shout out to you, Coach Dance. Ayan. And ganda sa picture, sa personal, ewan ko na lang. Right? Yeah, that's one of the things that sometimes, it interests me, especially now that, like filter is everywhere. And, like that's another thing with TikTok when I started to like play around with TikTok. Like there's so much filter in it. Like sometimes I feel like it's kind of like when you see it, it's kang, oh, ang ganda ko naman. Yung parang ganon, like, oh my God, I look so nice. Because, like for me, for example, like I do makeup, of course, it's not something natural. But the thing is, because I want to feel like I'm presentable to you guys. But it's another thing when it's kind of like your jaw is triangular. Something like that. It's like it's something unnatural. And the thing is, they still post it as if it's kind of nice. So sometimes it really interests me how those people think. Like, how do they really think of it? Like, because I couldn't wrap around my head on it. Like, I do understand that it's kind of like like it's kind of like you wanted, because that's a lot of people, especially the ones that are catfishing, like they want to pretend to be somebody else. And the thing is, it always goes down to because they are miserable, they don't like their real life, they hate themselves or something like that. But for me, like that's where acceptance comes from. And that's why you have to really dig deep to yourself, that you have to accept who you are. And rather than trying to find someone that, not like wouldn't like you for who you are, find someone that would like you for who you really are. Diba? Ayon. Ano daw? Ano daw sabi ni admin? The nose, super tangos. Diba? Yun. Tapos pag nakita mo sa person, ang nakakatakot dun, guys. Like, like I don't know if you've ever watched Catfish, like, the MTV. I think it's on MTV. Like, I think I've watched a lot of those back in the day, back in the day. And the thing is, it's like there's a lot of people that are still kind of like getting, like they actually get into it. Like they fell into that kind of bait. Like, I don't know, how do you think of those kinds of situations, like, and because like being fake, or like when it comes to like pretending to be someone you're not, like, it's kind, for me it's kind of complicated. Like you're complicating your life, you know. Sa TikTok, may gusto makipagkita sa akin. Sabi ko, wag na, baka makagulatan. Magbago for real? Bakit naman? Ayan. Huy, nakita na kita din yung natural. Ayan. So, wag kang ganyan. 'Di ba? No, the thing is, like, it's kind of true. Like, sometimes I don't know if well, I've told before, like, well, for me, like, honestly, I don't feel like I like my face without makeup on. But when I go to the gym, I usually don't have a makeup on. And most of my clients and people in there like me without makeup on. But at the same time, I don't have that confidence. I think I like, when I'm doing something like this, because this is a show, right? This is a show. So I kind of want to feel like I'm doing an effort, to put something, like the best of who I am rather than just like that. And I always get envious of, like, like there are girls out there that without makeup on, it looks like they have makeup on because their face are just really even out. There's no dark eye bags. Diba? So something like that. Super filter. O, diba? It's kind of nice, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense in my head sometimes. Like, how do you pretend? Like, how can you pretend someone that you're not? It takes a lot of effort, I feel like. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're young, it almost feels like, for me, it's kind of like a stage because you're trying to still find who you are. You're trying to still find what do you like, you're trying to find yourself first. But if you're on your late 20s or 30s, 40s, and you're still pretending, I just don't feel like it's good for you. I just cannot wrap it. But the thing at the same time is, like, on TikTok, I understand because it's fun. Like, it is fun. It's fun to do that. It's fun to do something like that. But if you're trying to, like, do it and pretending that's you, that's another thing. Like, it's a different whole thing. And the same thing with fake friends. It's kind of like, it's hard. I think that's where I kind of like have that's the reason why I am who I am right now, because of all those fake people that I kind of like experienced with. I'm not saying all of them are like that, not in general. There are real ones out there. And I'm really thankful for you guys, if you're you who you really are. But, just kind of like, it's kind of like toxicity that I don't really need right now. So I'm trying to, like, stay away from that. But for you, how do you think, like, how do you know if a person is fake? Like, how do you know for sure if a person is fake? Like, what's your kind of like red flags? Ano yung mga sa tingin nyo, yung mga signs na nalalaman nyo kung peke yung tao? And we're not talking about filters anymore. We're talking about, the character. Because there are a lot of people who make up stories sometimes, who'll make stories of trying to make something out of themselves. Like, how do you know if they're the ones that they really trying to portray? 'Di ba? May mga ganung bagay na nakakaloka. But, ano ba 'to? Ay, oh, 'di ba? Kaloka. So, since you're not saying anything, guys, we're moving on. Ayan. So, next one, say stop again, guys. Because I want you to say stop. Let's move on. O, 'di ba? Hindi ka na to-trigger. Masyado kayong masaya sa buhay ninyo ngayon. Ganun. Ayan. So, say stop. You still there, admin? Baka naman ganito ako ng ganito, walang mag-i-stop. Mapagod yung kamay ko nito. Bahala kayo dyan. Ay! Nalaglag. Ay, hindi naman pala. Ayan. So, stop. Okay, I have another one. Okay, what's next? Oh, ang cute naman ng nabunot ko. Earlier, we talked about fake friend. The next one is positive, o 'di ba? Mabuting kaibigan. Ayan. So, para sa inyo guys, do you think in your lifetime there's one person or multiple persons, or do you think you're the lucky ones that actually have a good friend? And what makes it kind of like for you, what makes a good friend a good friend? Ayan. Paano nyo masasabi na ang kaibigan e mabuting kaibigan? Diba? Because I think it's very subjective of when you say friend, like good friend. It's very subjective to everyone because at the same time, we have all different preferences. But for me, of course na naman for me, diba? No, the thing is, this is what I kind of like thought and observed, like it depends on a person. But a good friend for me, in my own opinion, is someone who would tell you the real deal is, like at the same time, like earlier we talk about pretentious, fake, like good friend will tell you what it really is. They'll be honest with you. And at the same time, if you're also a good friend, you're gonna take it and not get hurt about it. You can be hurt because if it's kind of like hurtful, sometimes truth hurts. You can be hurt, but don't get angry at your friend that says that. That on the other end, parejas. In both sides, I would say that's a good friend, you know. Because sometimes you can have a good friend, but because you're not a good friend, then when the good friend says something that is, like truthful, and you don't want to take it because it's too hurtful, and you're like you try to get out of it, or you kind of like, like magalit ka, magtampo is fine. But if you're gonna take it against the other person, then you're not being a good friend. At least that's for me. Ayan, me as of now, I don't have good friends. Why? Ako, I'm not a good friend. I'm a good friend. Ayan. And of course, Black Gamer Room Mainer, ayan, we have a question for Black Gamer Room Mainer today. And Manay Journaline, mega mega love shout out and welcome to Icy Fit live stream, where today's topic is you're the one who's going to pick the topic for tonight. So you can talk about things and we'll kind of like put the stress out over there. Ayan. So, good friend is what our question, Ayan. And Black Gamer Romainer, mega mega love shout out. I mean, all you need is a good boyfriend. Well, although that's true as well. If you have a good boyfriend, it could also be a good friend. Like it's all can be all together. But there's always going to be like a balance because you don't want it to be like friendship all the time. Then there's a point where you're just gonna see each other as friends and it's gonna be awkward. So you still have to like balance those two. Ayan. You're my good sister, good friend, good boss. Aww. Meaning I'm all good. Oh. Ayan. At dahil dyan, diba? Ayan. So, let's do this one. Is marriage pointless in today's world? I like this question. Ayan. So, sa Tagalog, guys, ang kasal ba, wala nang kwenta sa panahon na yun. So, let's talk about this. So, the thing is with marriage, it only created, at least in my knowledge or what I know of, I'm not saying I know of this. This is what it is, but it's because of trying to like like having assets and like the woman to be a father and something like that, in that kind of sense you know But the thing is, in today's world, marriage is always going to be, at least in my opinion, guys. You can pitch in your opinion. Because I think when you said marriage is pointless, I think it goes to, it's very subjective because we all come from different background, we all come from different culture, so it depends on the person who are you going to be with. So the thing is, marriage is something for the asset, a label. And actually, there's actually one video I kind of watch. There's like girls. I think the girl kind of like got trending or got viral because of, like, the video is, I don't know if it's TikTok or shorts. The video was about her, dating her 6 years boyfriend or something like that. And the boyfriend is not proposing yet, for marriage. And he's into, like, like in the rain, sitting down in the rain and kind of like drinking wine, like pouring wine all over herself because the boyfriend doesn't propose. The thing is, there's a lot of women out there. And if you're guilty, that's fine. Do you, boo boo? But I think it's kind of like pathetic sometimes because it's not about your beliefs. Sometimes, like for me, for example, I kind of like, I'm not religious anymore, as all of you know. But the thing is, I grew up in a Catholic, household. And of course, I kind of like grew up and studied in a Catholic school. And for some weird reason, I grew up with Disney as well. And the thing is, it's all about white church, the extravagance of being married, the whole traditional thing that comes with marriage, which is sometimes I think a lot of girls wants to have, or the diamond ring that's supposed to be a lot of dollars. But for me, doesn't matter. Marriage is a label. That means you are a wife, they're your husband. It seems for me, it's kind of like you're my property and I'm your property. Kind of like that sound. So I think it depends on the person you're going to be with, Black Gamer. So if you're going to ask, is marriage pointless in today's world? It depends, because you can be married and after a month or 2 months you'll get divorced depending on what country you come from. So it could be pointless at some point, but it always going to be depending on who are you going to ask. Ayan. So, let's talk about, ayan, let's read what you think. Ngayon, dito sa Pinas, two senators ang naglalakad ng divorce. O, diba? So, in the Philippines, there's two senators that are actually pursuing divorce. Because if you didn't know, guys, in the Philippines, there's no divorce because we're kind of like religious about it. We're Catholic. Because marami na kasi gusto magpaanal. Nagulat ako sa bandang yung dulong word. Bago din, baka iba ibig sabihin yan din na. Ayan. I think for now, marriage is only a paper. Yes. The thing with marriage, at least for me as well, the important thing, it doesn't even have, you can be married for 10 years, but if the commitment is not there, it's pointless. Commitment is more important than anything else you know. And of course, kay Christian Andulan official, mega 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you. And kay Ram Satagak, thank you, thank you. And kay Manay Journaline, thank you sa inyong mga pabiji dyan. Ayan. So, in most Western cultures, and I would argue the world is declining. Women divorce at 70% rate, but a stable marriage creates intelligent, productive children and societies. If it does happen. It also always depends. May napanood ako sa TikTok si Karen na crazy siya kasi sa iba pinagkasundo yung long-time BF niya. Nabaliw siya hanggang ngayon, di pa siya nakabalik sa katinuan. Ooh. So Jean Arwen was saying like there's actually one Karen on TikTok that basically because like it She has a long time boyfriend, but they didn't come up like getting married to each other, and she got crazy. Sometimes it does happen, which just sucks. Marriage is the foundation of society and civilization. I bet in 10 years' time, society will be a lot worse. So, this is the thing, marriage is good, you know, marriage is good. But for me, when you think about marriage, if the couple wanted to have kids and they don't make an effort to understand each other and make an effort to kind of like build a happy family, at least like there's always going to be sadness and like struggles around a family, but at the same time it's always going to be like that. So when you say marriage and people who are creating a family without marriage, kind of like what's the difference really? It's like it's all about creating something. It's all about how do you deal with your family. It's all about that. So when you talk about marriage, meaning like paper and all this traditional stuff, like there's people out there that they'll spend a lot of money when it comes to marriage, and then it will last what, 2 3 months. So it's basically, like it all depends on, like, that's why I always tell you guys, if you want to marry somebody, find someone who share the same belief as you. That's very important. Find someone who actually can understand the craziness, because everyone, we all have our own craziness in our own crazy way, you know like, and mentally, especially most of the time, mentally, if you want to be in a long marriage, find someone who can actually make you mentally stable, because that's very very important. At least in my experience, that's how I kind of like feel, like, that's keep us, like we have struggles of our own, but at the same time that's what we come back for each other you know Si Moira, ang bilis nakipaghiwalay, 'di ba? 'Di ba? So it's kind of like, it depends. It depends on who you ask if marriage is pointless. Because there are people, if two people come together, they have the same belief, they could last for a long time. And that's the thing, like, and the thing is, if you're gonna compare the back in the day, because back in the day, different culture, different perspective. Some people stay because of this, but we only know how happy they are in the front. We don't know what's going on inside the house. So, kind of like mind about that situation as well. Right now, everybody's open. Everybody's saying what is happening in their marriage life. So, kind of like try to think of it in that kind of perspective. Dami na naghihiwalay, kakakasal lang, ilang months lang naghihiwalay na agad, gastos lang pagpapakasal. Yes, I'd rather have commitment than, marriage. And I don't really like, especially now, money is really important, especially if you have kids. Money is important. If you're a millionaire, go. But if you're not a millionaire, don't spend too much money on those things. Ayan. I think today, and of course, a BFF ko, BFF, mega, 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 mega love shout out to you, BFF. I think today there aren't any marriageable women. I said what I said. The thing is, I would always say this as well to you, Black Gamer. If something is not working for you, change something. Because you can always say that, but there's always going to be women out there who wants to do marriage, but you just have to change something if it's not working. And the thing is, I'm not saying this in a place of negativity. I'm saying this in a place of observation. There are things in life that sometimes we are so focused on what we really want that we forget to kind of expand our mind, expand our preferences, expand the things that we want, look for other things, because if we're trying to be stuck in one specific place and it's not working, that means we're doing something wrong. So that means you have to change. Change is constant. You have to change it. May chika pa. Isang senator nakatisbo ng iba. And now, maghihiwalay na sila ng new wife niya na batang-bata. Ooh, o, di, ang ganda ng basa ko dun, no? Oh, di ba? That's such a gossip. I like that kind of gossip. Parang kilala ko na yan. Ayan. So, marriage is not about love, Disney, and happiness. It's about duty. It could be if that's what you believe. And that's what I'm saying. Marriage is something that a lot of people, it depends on every people you ask. But if you define marriage, it's about a piece of paper. you know, like you're a property of a man, and the other one, duty. But the thing is, depending on who you ask, marriage is, like it could be, it's like something word that's just thrown out there. So if that's what you want, then do it. But there's actually people who married or be with somebody trying to get their name, trying to be a property of somebody because they want this person. That's kind of like their sign of the love they have for the person. So the thing is, it's just kind of like really in a difference. But if you define marriage, let's try to define marriage. Or let's do that. Okay, I kind of like this one. So let's talk about this. Define marriage. O, diba? O, diba? This one, guys. So, marriage definition. Paano ba ito pindutin? Ayan, I'll share this to you guys. So we're gonna try to be very, ay, kaloka naman, ayaw. Let's try to do this. Okay, so this one, guys, ayan. Ay, nawala ako. Ayan. So, ayan. Marriage, ang liit naman ito, hindi mo mabasa. Ayan. Nababasa nyo ba, guys? Ayan, basahin ko na lang sa inyo, guys, ha. Marriage, the state of being united as spouses in a consensual and contractual relationship recognized by law. Exactly, duty. The mutual relation of married persons, the institution whereby individuals are joined in a marriage. So, yes, the duty, an act of marrying or the rite by which the married status is effected, especially the wedding ceremony and attendant festivities or formalities, and an intimate or close union. O, diba? Intimate or close union. So, those are marriage. Ayan. So we can actually go more into this, but like there's a lot going on in it. But there are, like at the same time, the same thing as you were saying, Disney and stuff like that, another thing. That's why, it's just kind of like really, it's a clusterfuck. People kind of like thinking or believing in something when it comes to marriage. Ayan. And nasa na tayo, guys. Ayan. Okay, I wish I found my someone. Oh, from admin. Oh, admin, you'll find someone. For me, I want a woman to marry. But honestly, I haven't found no one. Oh, diba? So, meaning, si Lee, ready to marry. Oh, diba? Ready to marry. Ganon. Ayan. Ikaw, host, ask ko lang, kung may three wish ka sa genie, iwi-wish mo ba sa pangatlo na ikakasal ka ng ilang beses? Oh. I kind of like this. I'm gonna invite this question. Okay, let's invite this question, guys. Ayan. But before we get to Dean Arwin's question, we're going back to that, Dean, because we're gonna explore that with other viewers. Ayan. Is that true po ba, Sir Dean? Naman po kung sino yung senator na yan. Those women are so rare. They're out there. They're out there, Lee. Don't give up, Lee. Ayan. Those women are taken. The only women left are single mothers. What's wrong with single mothers? Older ladies and just toxicity. I've been in this game way too long. As I've said, Lee, you're looking in the wrong places. Try to change something. Look more closely, like reflect on something and look more closely because there's something there that you're not seeing yet and you have to change something. Admin, mahilig ka ba sa keso? O, diba? I think arranged marriages are better. Love comes with time. The Western style is love in the beginning, then divorce. I think it's more of like effort, because the thing is, when it comes to marriage, the thing that a lot of people doesn't know is like marriage is work every day. Work every day. It's effort every day. Some people think when you married somebody, and I think in Westerners, it's more of like kind of like they have a saying when sometimes woman gets married, they kind of change. They change their whole demeanor, their whole character. Because a lot of people, men and women, when they get to marry each other on a piece of paper, it becomes formal. They think that's the end of it, you know. Like they're married, they're with each other. There's no work to be done. There's more work to be done. It's like, in YouTube, when you got monetized, there's more hassle. The hassle starts. The same thing with marriage. Marriage, duty and commitment. Yes, ayan. Gets ko na, true pala yun. Diba, tisbo na din yung wife niya. Nagpa-IVF ba yun? O, diba? Admin, wag na natin chika dito, baka mapalo. Oh, thank you, Jean. Ayan, don't name drop, guys. Ayan, that's all I'm gonna ask you guys. Ayan. And Lee, I wish you find the woman that really want to marry you. Oh, from admin. And thank you, BFF. Love a girl. Mega love shout out to you, love a girl. Thank you. Mega. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love shout out. We're talking about marriage. Ganda pala ni Icy. Oh, ikaw naman. Nahiya tuloy ako bigla. Ayan, tiningnan ko tuloy yung mukha ko. Baka anong itsura ko na. Ayan. And eto, tinanong ko kuya ko noon, define marriage. Sabi niya, baliktarin mo, kasal yun. Nangyari sa akin. Ano daw? Seg, ano daw? Baliktarin. Ano? Hindi ko na-gets. Ayan. I think both men and women must be open with their intentions. If they want a family, both must be open to that. Ayan. And admin, I thought it was you. I told you, Lee, if you're gonna get married to admin, like if you want duty, admin will be there. Love comes in time. Let's do that or try that. Naniwala naman siya. And Shirley, mega, mwah, love shout out to you, Shirley. And going back to the question, ayan, so Lee, this is one of the question. Nasa na yun? Asa na yung kay Dean? Ayan. So the question is, if you have three wish, a genie, genie, on your third wish, on your last wish, you can wish of how many times you can get married. How many times do you want to get married? Ayan, what do you gonna wish for? How many times you're going? I think you don't have to wish about that. Although if you're in the Philippines, I think you have to because divorce in the Philippines is money, and of course it's not legal. Kasal, sabi ni Kuya, sakal daw. Ayan. And the thing is, I think try to convince me, Lee. Oh? Alam ko. O, diba, Lee? Oh. Ayan, challenge is on, Lee. Challenge is on. Ayan. So the thing is, so if I have three wishes and my last wish is how many times? I don't know if I've already told you about this, guys. So I'm gonna tell you something, you know. I don't really talk about this much, but you know, like okay, I'm gonna have this a little special. I never really, you know, like growing up because you know, I watch Disney, you know, fairy tales, and of course, you know, being a Catholic, you know, like marriage is something sacred as well. In all of that kind of like perspective I had throughout the years. And of course, the experiences I kind of like observed on different couples. They get married, they divorce, blah, 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 blah. When I kind of like become an adult, I never really wanted to get married. Like, it's not really in my, you know, like in my head. Like, I just want to have kids. You know, like if I don't want to be with a person anymore, goodbye. You know, because if you're in a marriage, you're basically stuck, as you said, Dean, sakal. You know, you cannot get out. And the thing with me is like growing up, I don't want to get divorced. You know, that's another thing that I'm kind of scared. So at that point, I feel like if I'm not going to get married, then there's no possibility that I'll get divorced because you don't get married, you know. But, you know, things happen. You fell in love so much, and sometimes one thing led to another. And at least at this point, I would say I never regret marrying the person that I chose and kind of like didn't, because over and over and over, he made me realize why we are for each other. He made me realize, you know, how marriage should work. And he made me realize it's not just about marriage because it doesn't even kind of like at first place, it was kind of like the same. But our marriage kind of like it became something else. You know, it's not just about, you know, like the piece of paper, it's more on commitment for each other. So I think that's one of the things. That's why I keep telling you guys, if you're going to find someone that will be there for you when you're mentally crazy. You know, someone that if you know you're the other one is straying away, someone will pick up the pieces and tell you what's going on. You know, something like that, like something, a partner, not just, you know, something that you're in love with, but kind of like someone who's going to be there for better or for worse, you know. And commitment, guys. That's another thing. Commitment. Ayan. And ayun na. Nasa na. And once, ayan, Lee answered the question, Dean, isa lang. Married, but with many side ladies. O, diba? Playboy. Playboy si Lee. Admin, I'm a gentleman. I treat you like a queen, but are you a queen? Are you ready to be a mother, a wife, a confidant? Marriage is serious for me. Marriage is serious for you, but you said you want many side ladies. That's not serious, Lee. Make up your mind, Lee. Ayan. And I'd pay and look after my beloved and pay for everything, but she has to be worth it. And you has to be worth it too. And this is another thing that I say, guys. When you spit out the word worth it, make sure you're not just spitting it out because you feel you worth it. Work for it. You know, there's a lot of people that says, I have to know my worth. I worth this. It's like, do you have savings? Can you feed kids? Like this is a lot of things that sometimes I'm triggered about, you know, like for example, with a woman, what does worth means to you? Like what does it mean? Like your partner, what does worth means for him? Did you even talk about this? Do you even agree at the same thing, at the same value that each has one for each other? You know, those little things, you know, Because if it's not, then find someone else, you know. Don't waste each other's time. I'm a Princess Lee. O, oh, diba? Ikaw naman, binabakuran mo agad si admin. Matagal na yan din. If I'm the provider, what does the woman bring to the table? Food, Lee. O, diba? Ayan. And don't be misogynistically, because if you're gonna marry my admin, know that there's gonna be a strong woman behind admin. Treat her bad, I'll make sure it's the worst day of your life. Ayan, and of course, Felipe G, mega, 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 mwah, 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 love shout out. The thing with me, guys, like, ano ba itong nandito sa ano? Parang sumusobra siya, guys. So the thing with me, guys, is like, I'm the type of person where if I kind of like love somebody, I feel like don't bully, like don't bully anyone that I know and care for, because I'm a bully myself. Like I bully people, kind of like that. That's kind of like my character. Admin, food lang. Hoy din. Cooking? Did you know, guys? Did you know, guys, how hard it is for a wife, for a mother? I know it's nothing like, like working hard and stuff like that. But at the same time, thinking every day what's food, what's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and how to badge money, that's a lot of work, you know? Like every day, I have to think about it. And you have to cook. Those things. It's work, it's effort. Sometimes this is the thing, guys. I think one of the things that I feel nice about kind of like the marriage that I have is because um for a woman, the worth of a woman is a good mother, my friend, confident and muse. That's the worth of woman for you. So now that you know what is a worth or like worthy woman for you, now you have to basically find a woman that has the same value as you. That's your thing. But at the same time, also reflect on yourself of how can you reciprocate that, because you don't want to be in a marriage where the other person doesn't really like you, stuff like that. I like strong women, but I'm a strong man. I don't take no shit. Who does? O, diba? Ayan. Hello, admin. Mega, mega love shout out. Hayaan mo muna si admin lumandi, hinaharangan mo agad. Ikaw naman din, syempre no, kailangan yun. Diba? Pabebe kunwari, ito naman si Dean. Diba? Para hindi masyadong halata. Ayan. Admin, food lang, wala bang pitya na papa? So Dean was saying like, so it's just food? Is there no plates to be washed by men? Oh, diba? Another thing, like you have to be balanced. Don't kind of like this is your you, this is your you. But at the same time, if that's how you kind of view a relationship, find a woman or men that has or share the same value as you. Don't be with someone like, for example, you want someone who's very traditional, and then you go for someone who's very not traditional, and that's what you want. That's conflicting. You're too conflicted with what you really want. Be sure to know what you want. Don't be in denial. Don't be blinded just because of whatever is going on. It takes time to be like the super accept, the acceptance, or like, see the whole picture. Because sometimes when you're in love, you don't really see the whole picture of it. Like you are kind of like focused on one goal or like focus on one thing. So it's very important that you take time. You take time to process everything. Kawali, kaldero na lang. Wag na siya magpinggan. Diba? So if Abby is going to cook, that's it. No plate, nothing. O, diba? Kaloka. Ayan. Lee. Kanina pa ako intriga sa isusubo ng nasa gilid mo. Ano ba yan? Oh, it's like popsicle. This is a popsicle. It's my favorite prawns. Ayan. And we have more, o, diba? Um, my last girlfriend was so strong. Filipina. I loved her, but she was so feminine too. However, she was a single mother. It couldn't work. Once you have a child with another man, you belong to that man. So that is another thing. Like, well, I don't know the whole thing with you and her, but, like, at least in my perspective, because I've known a lot of single mother, it doesn't have to. You just have to open your mind about it. Like, they have a kid, but it doesn't mean that they need to be, it's for the kid. Kid has nothing to do with their divorce. And that's what I'm saying. If you have a stable relationship with a single mother, it doesn't matter, because you have to be like, there's a lot of single mothers out there that are really a good woman, but because they're connoted like they're single mothers and they're trash and they're this and they're that, then you're limiting your kind of like finding someone, especially, I don't know. But the thing is, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, and that's work for you, and that would work for you. B. Oh, diba? And but I don't have a kid. It's a guy thing. We want our own kids and okay to another man. Pag mahal mo ang babae, so with Dean, so I'm gonna translate with Dean because this is kind of like an interaction. If you love someone, if you love a woman, even if she has 12 kids, you should love her 12 kids as well, which is very, very manly, very, very courageous, and very, very, at least in my opinion, is a manly thing to do. Because the thing is, biological, like biological father, biological mother, sometimes stepfather, stepmother is better than your biological father or mother. They can outweigh how you can fucking, how do you call that, like, create a good kid out into the world. And if you are a good person, if you are a good father or stepfather or a good husband to your family that you're creating, that would say it, that would show it, stuff like that. And Edsy Medina, ayan, mega, 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 love shout out, ayan. So Lee, yeah, so not another man's. So that's what you want, and of course do you, but I'm just saying, like, don't be too much hard, because who knows, the person that might be your ex-girlfriend is probably a person that got away. It could be like that, if that exists, because sometimes I don't really talk about that. But there are people out there that sometimes they would say like the person that got away because of your stupidity or something like that. I disagree, Dean. You are the opposite of manly. I want my own legacy, not another man's seed. You are not man. I don't think so, Lee. And that's the thing. You can agree to disagree. But at the same time, not because you disagree with Dean, it does means that he is not manly. But that's your opinion. That's your opinion of how manly it is to be. But for him, and at least speaking for a woman's perspective, I respect more of a man who can actually, like care for another kid's or another man's kid and take them it as their own, because it's community. Before marriage, it's a community. We don't have marriage before, it's a community. another kid or man's kid is kids of the community. So for me, like if you kind of like disagree with that, we don't have a problem with that. But to call a person he's not a man, it's kind of like not good in my opinion, because that's your opinion. But it's almost like calling out the people that are not disagreeing with you or not agreeing with you. As I've said, this is a conversation. We can agree to disagree. We have our all opinions, but to call out someone that is not a man, or call out someone who is not manly, it's kind of like, like it's your opinion, but at the same time try to put kind of like use words that are not attacking somebody. Make it as a conversation. Or maybe it's me who feels like it's attacking. I don't know. But choose words, okay? Maybe I'm the one who's reading it wrong. Oh, diba? Because I disagree with you, Lee. Oh, diba? Ayan. And also, the gender sometimes, medyo malambot yung anak. You must be loved too. You must to love too. Ayan. Samantha M, hello, hello. Ayan. I don't mean Dean personally, but his opinion. Oh, okay, okay. Lee, it's okay, no problem. Thanks, Dean. I understand you, Lee. Oh, diba? So yes, it's me, Lee. Oh, diba? Ayan. Ayan. Because sometimes, guys, you have to choose your words. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Sometimes when I even talk here, like sometimes I could be harsh, with the choices of words. But as much as I can, if I try to think of the choices of words that I would Ayan. But I see another man's kid is just not mine. In the wild, a lion would kill the kids that aren't theirs. And I think many men would agree. Dating a single mom is a lot of trouble. So why did you date her if you know that's a problem? And that's the thing. If you know what you want, and if you know it's not your belief, don't conflict yourself. It's okay if that's not your kind of like, if that's not your preference to kind of like be with a single mother. That's you. But at the same time, don't you feel like, the single mother that would date you, if she knows that's how you feel, do you think she would also pick you to be her boyfriend? So it has to be both. That's what I'm saying. Like earlier you said something, right? You said something, your intentions should be out there. Do it both ways. It has to be both ways, not just what you want, but also if you really wanted to be in a committed relationship, make sure you two have the same belief. Because at the end of the day, love, sometimes there's no love in a day. Sometimes that love will fade away. But if you have the same belief, if you have the same commitment of what you guys really want, then it will bring you together, at least in my observation. Ayan. Texting is difficult to show true intentions. And that's why you have to kind of like understand if like single mother is a red flag. Ano ba yan? May lumilipad. Ayan. If single mother is a red flag, then don't date a single mother. It's just not of something that you want in your life. So kind of like take it out, something like that. So that's fine if that's what you kind of like, that's a red flag for you. And I think that's another experience, I guess, which you kind of like get out of. That's an experience for you to be with a single mother. You tried, but it's just not for you, which is kind of a good thing to do. You tried, it's just not for you. Ayan. Sometimes I feel I'm not a man because I think I'm more than that. Oh, I like that. So I'm looking to my sana maging dalawa. Ay, wow! Kaloka siya. Ayan. I dated her because I was in a bad time and I needed her at the time. However, I found out stuff about her that was worrying, and her baby father was causing a lot of trouble. I won't date a single mother again. Yes. So that's kind of like another thing. Ano ba yan? May lumilipad, guys. Ano ba to? Niknik? O, di ba? Ba't may niknik sa loob ng bahay? Ay, ano ba yan? Nakapasok tuloy. Bukas siguro yung bintana. So yeah, so that's another thing. Like try to experience something, and if that's not for you, it's kind of like that's cool and all. It's like it's a good thing that you've tried, and it's just not for you, then like it's not for you. Ayan. So my admin is single. Oh, ayan. Ay, ano kaya feelings ng dalawa ganun? Naku, nakakaloka kaya? Ayaw. I don't want to anymore, Dean. I behave now. I'm happy now. O, 'di ba? Yes, Lee, date a single woman. Ayan. O, 'di ba? Oo. Ay, ano pala yun? Binura niya pala yun. Hindi ko napansin. Kasi hindi nabubura dito sa StreamYard. Sorry naman, Tin. Ayan. Nakakaloka. Ayaw. Okay na. I think for me, it's an experience, which is the same thing, which is the same thing as Lee. He experienced and he doesn't want to do it again. I think with me as well, it's an experience, and I will never, ever, hopefully, hopefully. But although I already know what are the feelings and what are kind of like how it's going to be and stuff like that, and how kind of like what am I going to miss, or what am I gonna be kind of like losing if I do that again. I don't think I could do it again. Like I think I got my lesson. 'Di ba? Sarap ng tawa, lol. O, siyempre, of course, alam mo, umiyak ako. Sometimes you just have to laugh our own mistakes. Sometimes you just have to laugh about it rather than kind of like, negative about it. I don't like it, sometimes you just have to like laugh at your own stupidity and idiocracy. I Single si admin, Mr. Lee. No Lee. Yes. Ayan. Admin is single, no kids. Ayan. I can vouch for that. That's why I told you, Lee. Be nice. Maybe I'll be okay. Ayan. Ano daw? I see. Gaano kabukol sa pants yun? Like what? Hindi ko magets. Hindi ko siya nag-gets. I didn't get it, Dean. Ayan. I don't get it. Ayan. I didn't get it. But before I get it, guys, ayan, let's take a quick break. Ayan. Please watch this, guys. And of course, ayan, if your pagdalawa, ay naku, ay, hindi ko pa na-try yun. Buti na lang. O, diba? Ayaw. Parang mas magulo yun sa utak ko. Para sa akin para sa akin. 'Di ba? I cannot tell, other people's feelings or other people's opinions, but I already had my craziness. I've kind of like become crazy on those things. So, I think that's enough for me. And I think, it's kind of like, swerte pa nga ako hindi napunta sa ganun. Eh di, 'di ba? Baka nagkamali pa ako. Ayan. Some people would probably be, like lucky to have something like new, but I think I already have mine. So I think it's kind of like stupid for me if I kind of like look for something else when you have already a nice one. But I couldn't say for other people, because some people are really struggling in their current relationship and they couldn't get out, and they'll find someone else that actually is better than the other one. So that's the thing. If you really think, you have to think of it hard, and if you feel like it's something that you can kaya mong panintigan, go for it, you know. Ako hindi ko kayang panintigan. Ayaw, ayaw, ayaw. O, 'di ba? Ayun. I want 2 or 3 kids, live in big house. I want to pay for everything. I want my wife to be a housewife or at least work part-time. Ayan. So, do you want the admin? Meron po ba ganun, sir? Dean? Ayan. Admin. O, diba? Excuse. Ayan. Admin. I do know kung edit, pero I watch. Meron dalawa sa kanya. Sa 4 side before. Ano daw? Hindi ko na-gets. Ayan. Stay with your man. Of course, Lee. Definitely. I've learned my lesson, and, like, mm, there's nothing, like, I had my own craziness, my episodes, but I had a very, very, very good man, so yeah, never going to change it anymore. Like, I've already seen it, I've already know it, something like that. Sometimes you have to learn your lessons in a hard way, before you actually know what's right in front of you. So that's the thing. So for me, no, I have a good man right here. Ayan. Lee, let me think of it. O, diba? Ayan. Admin from admin. Ayan. So, guys, as I've said, if you wanted to go to the toilet, you want to get water, you want to get snacks and stuff like that, do that right now, because we're going to be on a quick commercial break. Ayan, guys.
Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations!
We are back. O, diba? At dahil dyan, guys, ayan, now is open. Christmas Carol is open again in the house. So if you want na mangaroling, if you want to do your Christmas Carol, it's now open. So admin, let admin know what it is. The keyword is going to be with admin. Ayan. So again, ayan, Black Gamer. Lee, are you still there, Lee? Lee, we're serious. No, in all seriousness, I just wanted to like tell this, like because you don't really see admin all the time on screen, but for me admin is one of those women that I would say very very caring. Like I already know her when it comes to her, like if she has a partner in life, like she's very caring. She knows how to cook. She knows how to take care of you. Like if I go to the Philippines, she always takes care of me. Not saying that, I'm a man or something like that, but she knows how to take care of a person. So I think admin, I really, really look forward for admin to kind of like have her happy ending, have her someone, someone like the right someone for her. Like I really do pray that for her. And for all the girls and men out there, I hope you find someone that's for you because it's really, really, really priceless when you are with someone that really can understand you fully, even if, like, because when it comes to like relationship, it's not going to be all happiness. It's not going to be all kind of like nice and stuff like that. There are things you'll find out sometimes, like 10 years after or something like that, something will happen. And the thing is, if you have someone that are just solid, and I think for me, like as I always preach it in this channel, mental health, mental stability. I think one of the things that is really important is, like having someone that can make you stable, not just in financial, but more on life, stability on your emotions, stability on how to kind of like take care of you, not just financially, but also, and this goes for men and women, someone that could take care of you on your worst days, someone that could actually, like handle you on your craziest times, because that's something that is just really priceless, because not everyone can understand you, because sometimes you can't even understand yourself. There are moments that you couldn't really understand what's going on with you. So if you find someone that actually understands you and can actually give you a mental stability, not just financial stability, that's really nice. That's really, really one of the things that I feel like everyone should also look for a partner, someone who can make you mental stability. That's really, really good in years and years to come. That's very important. Ayan, not just for women, but also for men. Ayan. And Andal. I really wish to. I found my someone. Thank you, boss. Yes, of course, Ayan. Admin? Yes. Oh, Dean. Admin. Admin. I think, I think everyone wants to have, like someone that they can actually count on. That's kind of like one of the things that a lot of people I know is like they're so scared of being alone, of dying alone. That's one of the things that a lot of people are scared about. And the thing is, it's like that's why, sometimes it's just natawa bigla. But so it's something that, like sometimes you find it, sometimes you don't, but you just have to try it. Don't give up on love. Love is everywhere. Just don't give up on it. You'll find it eventually if you know where to look. don't close yourself or don't limit yourself just because how the world is going around or how the world is kind of shaped right now. So, Neil's Arsenal vlog. I see. Mahal kita. O, diba? Like Neil's Arsenal. O, diba? He said he loves me. O, diba? Ang tarap naman nun, Niels. Ayan. Thank you, Niels. And mega, mega love shout out to you. O, diba? And, okay. Since Lee is not here anymore, where's Lee? Lee is so serious now. Lee, we like you in the chat, Lee. You give a lot of perspective that we don't think about. So talk more, Lee, if you're still there. Ayan. So one more. What maybe let's do two more. Two more topics. Ayan. Let's say stop. Two more topics. Ayan. Because that's Lee's topic. Earlier, marriage is Lee's topic. I hope we kind of like talked about. We, masarap. Di naman. Sige nga kung masarap, asawahin mo ko. Hindi na pwede, Niels. O, diba? Next topic. Yes, next topic, guys. Ayan, stop. Ay, ulit. Stop. Ayan, stop daw. Ito na lang nalaglag kasi may nalaglag. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, okay. Mabuting magulang. Ayan. Kapatid, mabuting magulang, mabuting kapatid, mabuting family, or good family, which is kind of nice. Ayan. And, ayun, bakit hindi? Kasi nga, hindi na pwede, Niels. Ayan. So, from Felipe G, just having a sense of not being alone is very important. Yes, that's true. And being socially isolated is very bad for your health. Oh, that's really true. I do feel that. Like, that's why I think I kind of like felt like I started doing this as well, is because, I think pandemic actually says it all. After pandemic happens, we kind of like disregard how important it is to see someone's face, someone's emotions. We disregard that and we kind of like find it out when it's too late. Things like that. Sometimes we forget little things that are important when it's always there. So yes, I totally agree. Like, we need people. That's why I wanted to build a community like this. Because, like sometimes we see things depending on where we come from, what our background look like, what our cultures look like. We kind of like our perspective are different than other people. But at the same time, if we talk about it, sometimes we get a glimpse of other people's feelings, we get a glimpse of other people's point of view, which is very, very important for me. So, yeah, that's very, very, very true. So, our topic is good family, which is kind of like associated with Lee's topic with marriage and stuff like that. Like, what do you think? How to be a good mother, how to be a good family, or how to be a good brother or sister. Yung bro ko, mabait. Lahat ng laman ng store ko, Okay, Dean Arwin says, his brother is so kind. Like, everything that's in his store mimics. O, diba? Kinumpitensya ka, ibig sabihin, Dean. But yes, like that. I don't know. I think I had this conversation. Like, I don't. Oh, because I was like watching some documentary on Netflix. It's called Sound Explored Sound, or Explode Sound, something like that. And it's about like the song that Alicia Keys were kind of like composing, and she was composing it with another composers. And the I don't remember what this song is called. Is I think it's Gave You Life or something. But basically, It comes from a mother who gives life, and the other one that she was a duet with, or she was having a collab with the song with, his mom just passed away. So they kind of like synced in this kind of like song where they kind of like sing it, the same verses, the same lyrics. But when you think about and how they explained what this song was behind, you understand that it's kind of like something more. Like two things when it was sang from a different people that has different experiences going through their lives, it becomes something different, because the other one is a mother that gives life, and the other one has a mother who just transitioned, so I was talking about it, and I think like I told I was saying like I would say it, there's only one unconditional love in the world. And if you are a good mother, or if you have a good mother, that's the only unconditional love that I could think of, you know. Like, for example, I am lucky to have a good mother, and I know she's watching, but I'm not saying this because she's watching. I'm saying this because I already know it. Like, all throughout these years, I could be a very bad kid. I could do a lot of crazy things, and I could do like, like for her is wrong decisions, mistakes that I've made in my life. But at the same time, she'll always going to be there. That's unconditional. You know, Nothing. She expects nothing from me. Even though she says something, she advised me do this, do that. She'll just let me to do whatever I want. At the end of the day, she'll just gonna be there. It doesn't matter if it's really crazy, like if she doesn't really want that for me, but at the same time, like she would always conflict, or she's my good, how do you call that? My number one fan and my number one critic. And that's why I would say it and I would claim it, the only unconditional love that exists is a mother's love. If you have a good mother, if that's very, very, situational, because there's a lot of mothers out there that just is not good. And, it's just facts. And I am lucky I have a good family. Me too. O, diba? Yes, healthy competition. I need sexy sales staff now for my school supplies. Hire me. O, diba? Ayan. Pwede ba ako makapag-sideline sa store mo, Sir Dean? O, di ba? Si admin. O, nag-a-apply na si admin, Dean. But, we are good. Pero ang bait niya. Sarap tira doon. O, di ba? Admin. Bawal overqualified. O, di ba? Yun. Overqualified pala si admin. Kaloka si Dino. Hindi ba pwede yung super, 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 super sexy and super ganda? Ayan. So that's the thing. So for a good sister as well, it's the same thing. I think, like to be a good family, I think they, well, it depends. I think it also like, it's very subjective to a lot of people what are good family, or like what is a good family for each people. But I don't know, what do you think, guys? Like what is your idea of a good family, of a good mother, a good parent? What is your idea of it? Let me know if you're watching this on replay, guys, of all the topics we are talking about. If you have something that you want to share, if you have something that you kind of like disagree or agree with me and with the people in the live chat, if you're watching this on replay, let me know in the comments down below. Like I want to hear your opinions and your ideas or your stories and stuff like that. Let me know. So, one more. Before we go, one more. Walang mga ngaruling today. Ayan, one more. Let's do one more, guys. Say stop. Say stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it kudasai. Stop it. Hayaku, hayaku, hayaku. Grabe naman sa overqualified. Kaya nga yun. Okay, say stop. Say stop, guys. No, not yet. I'm so not patient. I need to be patient sometimes. You know, guys. La 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 la. Stop. Okay, Felipe says stop. I wonder what Felipe picked. Ooh. Okay. Toxicity, toxic, negativity, or pessimistic. Those are the words. Those are the keywords. So, oh yeah. I think we talked about this, but these are kind of like things that are, people that reach out that wanted to be kind of explored. So, this is what you said, guys. Ayan. Toxicity, toxic people. Ayan, o, diba? Bakit lahat ng, o, diba? Bakit lahat ng topic para sa bro ko? Oh, 'di ba? Ayan. Also, Shirley admin, thank you for saying stop, guys. Ayan. So toxicity. I think I'm at this point of my life, guys, where I kind of already understand how hard it is for some people to get out of toxic relationship, or like ignore toxic people, or people that are pessimistic, meaning pessimistic is people who are always thinking negative thoughts. So the thing is, like being pessimistic is kind of like, I feel like it's part of human behavior, but it also comes from your, like your experience, or like how you view the world. And at the same time, it's how you kind of like being mentally fit, which we talked about last Wednesday. And if you didn't watch that, make sure to watch it, because you probably kind of like learn a thing or two about it. Like for me, like I would say like I'm pessimistic sometimes, especially if some things didn't, like didn't go well, or didn't go as according to plan. But at the same time, I also at this point of my life where I know how to handle my negativity, like I put a stop on it, especially dealing with people that I know are toxic. Toxic people just means literally, not literally, guys. I don't like to use that word. Like dealing with the toxic people can be really, really mentally draining. So, as I've always said before, one of the things, one of the form of self care is ignoring people that are toxic. You know, staying away from these people, even though you feel like you need to save them, or you feel like you have something that they probably need, or they probably kind of like they need you in their life. No, if they're toxic and you know it, and if they're not changing their ways, you have to know when to go. You have to know when to let go of these people. Ayan. The thing is, Dean, if it's a family member, sometimes there's more people that doesn't know how to handle when they have toxic family. But for me, if you're toxic, even if you're a family member, I don't care. I'll ignore you because you're not good mentally for me. And if something, is not good mentally for me, that means I'm not going to be good mentally for my own family, which is kind of like a chain reaction. And I don't want that, you know. So, I still have a responsibility and a duty for my own family and for people that I care for. So it's always nice to think about that rather than like always going for that. And I like the topic, toxicity. Diba? There's a lot of people who likes this topic. Ayan. Admin, anong uniform? Walang uniform. As in wala. Char. O, diba? Ayan, minsan nga, nagka-problema kami ng bro ko. Ang toxic talaga. Isa lang kagalit ko ngayon. Bukas, buong family. Diba? That's true. It's very, very true. Ako, lumalayo ako sa mga toxic people. Exactly. Me too. And the thing is, like, I also like observe as well. And I don't know if you also observe this, guys. Like there are people because they're like they have this like I'm lucky because my childhood is a very loving. My childhood, it's not going to be perfect for other people's perspective, but for me I have a very, very good and loving childhood. So I have a good foundation. But there are people out there that, like that it's not, they're not gifted, or they're not lucky enough to experience things that I've experienced as a child, or like, there are things that are very traumatizing for them. Basically, their life is all about toxicity, and that's all they know. And I think this is kind of like my observation is there are people who are so addicted to the drama, to the toxic things that happen to their lives, that it's so hard for them to get out. Like if this is not happening to them because they're so used to that kind of situation and those kind of life, it's so hard for them not to be in that part where they couldn't really put themselves in a way to get out of the toxic relationship or toxic scenario or situation. And I think, it doesn't matter how much, like family, friends, and people surrounding them tell them that this is happening. And, like if you're in this kind of situation, you have to accept it. Like I feel like one of the things that you have to really understand is like you have to accept for yourself, because no one will help you but yourselves. You have to accept that you come from that. And if you really want something, and if you really are complaining about some things that are happening in your life that you feel is toxic, find the courage, find all the courage in the world, like use icy fit, or use your family, use the people that surrounds you that are positive, to put yourself into a situation and get out of it, because I feel like it's an addiction, if you come from that. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, because that's just my observation, guys. Tama? O, diba? Ayan, tama daw din. Sabi niya, Shirley, admin, di ka naman talaga lalayo sa toxic eh. Kaso, binakuran ka na agad ng isa dyan. Of course, ako pa. Like, I want my admin to be happy. And I think, like toxic people, like it's toxic is toxic. It's not good for anyone. I mean, like bad things happen, but toxic is toxic. That is for trash cans. That is for, things that you shouldn't. That's why it's toxic. Ayan. Kaya nga, I'm so lucky to have my boss, Sir Dean. Diba? Admin. tuwan naman 'to sila. Ay, talaga. Binabasag lagi yung trip ko ni Dean, ayan. Kaya nami-miss kita din, eh, 'di ba? Ayan. But that's one of the things. And I think when it comes to pessimistic or being pessimistic, I think it's just part of, like defense mechanism sometimes. We try to think of negative thoughts because it's so easy. When things that are, like when things happened that is not according to plan or something that, like you're scared of, that's the one thing that you're really scared of, it's one of the things that is so hard to not think about negative thoughts because that's the first thing you think about. So, but at the same time, it takes practice. Like, I think, like, I'm going to share something, guys, so that I feel like this is one of the pivotal points of my life where I kind of like know for myself. And I hope it come to you one day as well. It's kind of like a realization moment for me. Like a pivotal point. Ibig sabihin, yung parang path mo doon natapos. Parang ganun. So, ayan. Ano daw? Para sa trash can talaga sila. Oo, buti nga trash can. Sinasabi mo rin sa iba lagi yan, IC. Char. Yung alin? Alin doon? Ang dami ko kasi sinasabi kahit sa iba eh. Diba? Alin doon? Ang dal-dal-dal-dal ko din. I don't even know which ones are the ones that I've been talking about all the time. Sabi nga ng nanay ko, lagi madaldal daw ako, paulit-ulit na lang daw ako minsan. So, that's who I am sometimes, guys. Like sometimes I just, I talk too much. Sometimes I forget I already said it, So, paalala nyo guys, ayan. And of course to BFF, thank you, Rian, thank you sa pag-BG. O, diba? So, you know, so I'm gonna share a story, guys. So, like, guys, the tsunami, guys. So the tsunami point, like there's a point where, like there's a point in my life where, like, the apartment we are at basically kind of like it's not livable anymore, and I wasn't really that prepared of that scenario because no one was prepared on that, on that kind of earthquake. So I was so negative that we might kind of like, like end up being in a evacuation area or something like that because we couldn't live in it. And for me, that's kind of the worst case scenario is to be in that, or at least for me, being an, like we don't really want to be living with parents, like we just don't. So the thing is, it's so hard to get or to move to an apartment because it would cost a lot of money when you move to a new apartment, especially with kids involved and moving and stuff like that. So it was a very, very stressful time. So at that time, I was so pessimistic and I was so like all negative thoughts, like I couldn't make it, like where are we going? Where we're going to sleep, blah, 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 and stuff like that. So at that point, there's a point where I was like looking and looking for apartments to move in. And I felt like that moment, it's kind of like it's a dead end. Like I couldn't find something. But in that moment, for whatever reason, I just felt like I should stop thinking about that. It's like I should be thinking like later, like I was just kidding about it. Like I was just really kidding about it. Like how I laugh when I'm sad or like how I laugh when I cry. So I was thinking about it like, no, no. Later, when I stop eating, after I eat lunch, I'm going to have an apartment. Something like that. Just thinking positive out loud like that. And then it happened. So for me, that's kind of like a pivotal point where like maybe it's coincidental or anything like that. But sometimes, I just don't really kind of like believe in coincidence. Sometimes things happen for a reason. So the thing is, I think about it, I was positive about it, and I thought to myself, it's really hard to get out of negative thoughts. It's really hard. Like, it is really hard. So it takes a lot of practice. And after that pivotal moment of my life, where I feel like at that moment, all of my brain are working towards not thinking about negative thoughts. I kind of like shifted every time I would think negative, I would stop myself. Like, I would really stop myself thinking about it. And then I'll try hard to smile. I'll try hard to like kind of like, no, positive, positive. But at the same time, I'm doing positive thoughts, but I'm also working towards it as well. I'm trying, like doing everything in my power to do something. Like, I always go for an options to do something, not just thinking positive thoughts, but also working towards it, putting effort towards it. And so at that point, I started practicing that, like, putting an expiration date on thinking bad stuff, and then now it become easier. Like, I would, I'll be pessimistic about it, I'll be sad about it, I'll cry over it, everything, but I wouldn't linger on it. Like, after that, I would think positive thoughts after that. And it worked out, So I hope, I know there's a lot of people out there that always, said something that you would always going to have like alibis or excuses for yourselves. Stop. I know, because I've been there as well. Like, at least even now, I do excuses for myself as well. Excuses for things that I couldn't do, because it's either I'm lazy, or it's either because I just don't want to. It's part of life. But at the same time, if you really want to change your life for the better, and every one of us wants to be happy, everyone wants of us, at least, like, most of the people in the world is looking for their own happiness, for whatever happiness that one is. But if you're looking towards it, and if you're going towards it, and if you really want it, you have to work for it. Don't just kind of like, like trying to like think positive, or like, like think about you blaming things, or doing excuses for yourself because of this, because you're limiting yourselves. As long as we leave, there's always options. And there's always, that's why I created this channel, because I hope each one of us could always pitch in, give our own opinions. Like, if you have an option that you've done in the past that works for you, say that, because who knows? Someone might be in this live stream that's listening to you and listening to your stories, and they think that it would probably kind of like, it would be relatable on their own life, and you might not know that you're actually helping out in that kind of, just sharing your stories. So I think that's one of the things that I really like to do in this channel. So, yes. So, because we already had two topics and we are already on 2 hours, and I really, really wanted to thank every one of you for coming to these, like kind of like an instant live stream, because I couldn't do a live stream tomorrow. I have to spend some quality time tomorrow. And I'm sorry if I couldn't do any Saturday night live stream, but I tried to do it today. So, I hope you like this one. And if people are coming to this and replaying this, ayan, this is just today. Next topic, ayan, next tapos na din. Ayan, next topic at dahil dyan din. Okay, one more. Okay, one more. Dean, this is for you, Dean. Okay, one more. One more na lang. Okay, because Dean is our super bida. We have to like give him one more topic. Say stop. Stop. Okay. There's so much. Mm. Can you hear those things? Stop. Okay. Ayan. Ooh. Okay. The last topic for tonight, it's narcissistic. Narcissism. Is that how you say it? Ayan. Yung ika sa Tagalog, gwapong-gwapo sa sarili, gandang-ganda sa sarili, bilib na bilib sa sarili. When I was doing this, I was telling myself, is that me? No, but the thing is, there's more into like narcissism. I think there's actually, I kind of wanted to do a topic, like just one whole topic, one whole live stream about this because I think this word actually stems into different topics. And I think it's one of the things that I kind of feel like we have to share awareness, especially with people that are vulnerable, with people like this. So, I think, so what do you think about dun sa mga gwapong-gwapo sa sarili? Okay. Let's try to like define it. Let's look the definition of narcissism. Ayan, narcissistic. Define narcissistic. Narcissist. Oh yeah, narcissism. Which one, guys? Okay. Narcissist. Noun. Someone in love with himself or herself. Is that me? Ayan. Okay, another meaning is person full of egoism and pride. Okay, that's not me. Okay. And one who shows extreme love and admiration for himself or herself. Ayan. So that's one of the words. Ayan. Ayun. Diyos ko! Diyos ko si bro! Kuna na, para sa kanya ata to din. Ano ba yan? Pwede din ba yung naggagaling-galingan? Yes, I think that's one. That's what it says. Egoism and, pride. That's what it says, right? Egoism and pride. They're like know-it-all people. I think that's also one of it. Know-it-all. Ayan. So, bilib na bilib sa sarili. Yes. Sila na yung pinakamagaling. Lahat ng sila na. So, I think I'm not part of this. I'm in love with myself, but I don't feel like I'm the pinaka or like I'm the most and the most. I don't think like that. Sometimes I keep it down a little bit. Ayan. May kilala ako, naggagaling-galingan, sarap sa bunutan. Ay, ako din. I know a lot of people like this. And I think it's actually one of my trigger points, my pet peeves, these types of people. And that is why, for me, I kind of wanted to kind of like put it in one whole live stream where I'm just going to talk about, come up, because I've already been researching about this and kind of like coming up with, like articles about like real, like people that are really looking and researching on this stuff. So I could actually kind of like share more awareness to you guys on how to kind of like get rid of these people because these people are not good for you. You know, it's not just good for mentality, like narcissists, they could be really toxic as well. So, okay, okay, let's look at this. Okay, let's go for a very, I'm gonna look for the research that I have once. Okay. Ayan, sarap talaga sa bunutan at sampal-sampaling mga ganyan. Naku po, kung bad lang ako na sipa na sa work yun. O, di ba? Parang iba na isip ko, admin. O, di oh, diba? Okay, so this one is actually, this is one of the places that I kind of like always like to kind of like look into stuff. So I'm going to show it to you guys and we're going to read it together. Ayan. So, but we're going to go through it like super kind of like super fast. So, Let's see. Hold on, guys. Let's try this one. Okay, this one, guys. Right? Okay. Ay, Diyos ko po, Lord. Ang lait. Hindi mo mabasa. Nababasa niyo ba, guys? Hindi ko naman nababasa, guys. Ayan. So, anyways, ayan. I'll just gonna read it to you guys. So, you don't have to, because I'm, this is supposed to be like for a different live stream. I was, like coming up with different articles, but we're just gonna go through this kind of like fast. So this is, if you know psychology today, guys, that's one of the things that I actually kind of like read stuff. Admin, ikaw talaga. Iba siguro ipang sasampal mo. Napapaisip tuloy din ako. Ayan. I see. May mas mali. Lulukunin ko na lang. Ibabato ko sa'yo. Ayan. So, eto. So this is from Ayan. So this is actually from Psychology Today, if you know that. Ayan. So there is grandiose sense of self-importance. Ayan. So basically, this is the belief that your contribution and presence are essential to the happiness, success, or equilibrium of other people and any enterprises or relationships. So meaning, ito yung mga pabida. So mga pabida sa buhay. Kung hindi dahil sa kanila. Which is kind of like, I think a lot of people do that though. Like, sometimes we owe people something. And the thing is, kaya nga sa Pilipinas may utang na loob, 'di ba? Sometimes they always, some people like acknowledgement. And if we need, like if we need to thank somebody, give them the acknowledgement they need. But, like if it's always constant, like everything they're doing, like for example, the one example in here is it's like quoted like, if it weren't for me, who knows where my spouse would have ended up. So mga pabida. Ayan, so let's read this one. Narcissist place their own needs above everything else. You are just a means to their own happiness, and otherwise you're nothing. Exactly. So that's very, very nice to put it like that. Thank you, Felipe G. Ayan. So number two, according to Psychology Today, is preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. And these are the 13 traits of a narcissist by Dr. Suzanne Diggs White, PhD. Ayan. So just one of many ka nga. So this describes the belief that you are capable of exceptionally high levels of achievement even when your skills or abilities provide no evidence of these being possible. So this is so true, Sir Felipe G. So exactly. One is yung pabida. Another two is pabida again. Like these are the types of people as well that, like they actually feel they worth more than what they are skilled of. Like for example, like you want to be a CEO, you want to be applying for a CEO of some company who have certain qualifications needed. And I think that's one of these things. But the thing is, you didn't even have those qualifications and you feel like you can do better. So those are the things, like believe na believe sa sarili ka. Ayan. Naalala ko, when binili ko school supply ng mother ko, ayan, yung bro ko pabida, kaya daw niya mag-business ng ganun. Nagulat ako, kinuha item sa binili ko, then binigay doon. Oh, diba? Ayan. So basically, Jean was saying, like earlier on, like, about a certain person that's basically trying to compete him on something, stuff like that. So, number three, believe that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. See? Ito yung mga tao. Meaning, these are the people who thinks that the only person that could understand them are the people that are, example is like high status people. So if you are nothing to these people, your opinion, as Felipe G says, you are nothing. So these are the Karens. I said it. Okay. So, four, need for excessive admiration. So excessive, like, saying one or like, you're so good is not enough for them. It's like always constant, like good things. If it's not a good thing, then don't say anything at all. So that's another one. So always complimenting them, even in just a natural conversation. Like it has to be all about them. It's all about their good qualities. It's not a conversation anymore. It basically, the whole world revolves around them. This is basically what is like the simpler way to put it. This is how narcissistic people thinks. The whole world revolves around them. Just them alone. Ganon. Ayan. Sense of entitlement. Exactly as we've said, ayan. So they are entitled to everything. Even though they didn't work for it, they have to have it because they're entitled. So another one, interpersonally exploitive behavior. Ooh, narcissists see other people as tools, as Felipe G says. Ayan, their lack of self-awareness. People that I've always tell you guys, practice self-awareness is paralleled by a lack of awareness that others exist as individuals with feelings, needs, and desires. Oh, Jesus. Lack of empathy. O, diba? Parang ano na to ha? Psychopath na to. Ayan. This is the called inability to accurately recognize how other people feel. So they don't have that, guys. So they don't have empathy. Ibig sabihin yung awa sa ibang tao. Like understanding and awareness of other people's feelings. They don't have these things. It's all about what they feel. It's all about what they need. It's just them. If it's not about them, then, it doesn't exist. So envy of others or believe that others are envious of him or her. Exactly. Ah, just comillo. And that's why I told you guys, these are very toxic people. Demonstration of arrogant and haughty behaviors or attitudes. O, diba? What's the goodness in being narcissistic or narcissist people? Like nothing. I don't see anything in here. Mamaya padlak na yun. Para lak na. O, diba? Well, if it's yours, Dean, it should be like that, right? Ayan. And so the thing is, like, that's kind of like the basic kind of like traits. Why is it just nine? I thought there's 13 traits. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ayan. So, yes. So basically, guys, so narcissistic people, if you kind of like know, kind of like understand. You know what, guys? Ayan. Hi, I'm so sorry I'm late. Hayden. Make a love shout out. It's okay, Kito. Ayan. We're actually going to say the last words, Ayan. But thank you, Hayden. How you doing? How's your leg? I'm pretty sure you're running and about now. It's been a long time now. So how you doing, Ayan? So as I've said, guys, It doesn't have to be like, you doesn't have to understand what are narcissistic or what are the things that are, it just comes down to what you're feeling, you know, like, but as well, and this is what I'm saying, you know, I'm good right now. I suffered a loss yesterday. Oh, what loss? What do you mean loss, we fan? Hayden, what do you mean? And so basically, this is the thing. You know, I know that we come from different perspective, we come from different culture, we come from different background. But just in general, you know, practice self awareness, you know. And if you practice self awareness, if something doesn't sit quite right for you, just get out, you know. If something doesn't make you happy, but the thing is, sometimes happiness is very subjective to a lot of people. Sometimes we can be too selfish. And being selfish is not bad, but at the same time you have to understand it's okay to be selfish as long as you know what you're doing. And you are going to have an accountability of the things that you are doing in your life, because every one of us has our own life. We believe what we want to be our life in, you know. So the thing is, you know, like, just try to be kind of like, make the best of life you can have, you know. If that's what you want, go for it. But at the same time, if there's consequences in it, good or bad, be ready for it, you know, because life is way better, you know, if you make mistakes from now and then, you know, it's more colorful like that. Ayan. And last night, my kitten died. Oh, he or she was such a cute kitten. Oh, sorry for your loss, Hayden. So sad, Hayden. From admin and from Felipe G. Sorry to hear that, Hayden. Oh, how old is the cat, Hayden? That's kind of like sad. You know, this is one of the things that I feel like having pets. You have to really be like ready for heartache, because they don't, well, cats actually live longer, but you know, things can happen. Thanks, guys, for the support. I hope he or she is in heaven. Of course he is, or he or she is, you know, Hayden. So that was kind of like, well, I hope you feel better, Hayden. Ayan, I hope you do feel better. Oh, so sad from Shirley. And I don't know how old the cat was. It was little. Me and my parents couldn't tell. Oh, that's sad. That's one of the things that I really feel like I want to have a pet, but you know, like the ones that I want, you know, they don't really live long. So it's like, am I ready for a heartache? But you know, Hayden, I guess that's your first heartache, your cat. So I hope you feel better, Hayden. And we all, you know, we all kind of like hope you feel better. I'm starting to get over the loss. Bruno is always in my heart forever. Yes, of course I am. And rest in peace to Bruno. That's sad. I couldn't really understand, like, you know, like the loss. You know, some people handle losses really, but you know, Hayden, hug. So, anyways, guys, so I know Hayden, Ayan, I want to talk more about it. I want to support that. I might get another kitten soon. I think rescuing a kitten from a shelter is free. I've heard about that actually. I've heard about that. But I also heard that having a kitten in America is also very expensive. Like you know, those like their vaccine, their dental works, you know, stuff like that. I don't know if you're doing that, but you know, like one of the people that I know of in the States, they're actually doing that. So it's kind of a lot of, you know, like money. So But Dean, are we next topic? Ayan. So we're going to end this live stream. I already got past my time. It's already 2.5 hours. But Dean, there's more topics in here. So we're definitely going to do this more. And we're going to do this more. And if you have more topics that aren't here yet, or just PM me, DM me, ayan, tell me, connect with my social media, and let's talk about those topics. Because next week, ayan, Saturday, guys, it's not going to be Friday. Next Saturday, Japanese Standard Time, 9:15 p.m. Japanese Standard Time, we're going to have another type of these kinds of things. Ayan, so next Saturday we'll probably drink together or something like that. We're gonna talk about more stuff, and if you have more topics for me to get on and you have topics to talk about, let me know and we're gonna talk about it. You can be anonymous this way and we can actually talk and kind of share it out. And hi, Icy, and hi, 100% true. I'm almost done. And RIP Bruno. And of course, I love Cat too. Like, mm, buti wala dito si Madam, di ka napapalo. Din. Ayan. Mega love shout out, 100% true. Ayan. But guys, thank you so much for this wonderful night. Thank you for all the interaction. Thank you to Dean Arwin TV. Ayan. Thank you. Felipe G. Hayden, thank you. And I hope you really feel better soon. 100% true, Shirley. BFF, sa mga nag-BG dyan, guys, sa mga naka-BG pa, and to all the viewers that are watching and just watching and listening to this one, and to all the people that's going to replay this. Thank you for all the support, for watching this, and for kind of like, like trying to share the awareness, and for the people that actually give me topics for tonight. Thank you as well for all of that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys. I always do appreciate you guys. You just doesn't know it. But I hope you feel all the appreciation from me to you guys. I hope you feel that I will support in my own small way. Ayan. Ano daw? I see. Ano ba yan? Kanina pa yan. Ano ba yan? Nasa na ba ako? Alan, Dean. Ayan. Wala siya. Busy sa schooling. Oo nga no, busy. Ayan. So, well, give my regards to her. Ayan, Jean. Ayan. Or him. Ayan. 100% true. When can we see you again? So, I'll be live again next Wednesday because it's not going to be Thursday anymore. Our physically fit and mentally fit, ayan, is going to be Wednesday, 9:15 Japanese Standard Time. I'll be Wednesday live stream is going to be there. So this coming Wednesday is going to be a good topic, I guess. I'm going to show you some footage. And so please watch out those footage that I'm going to show, and also like kind of like trying to talk out next Wednesday. I hope you like it. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe because I like. And tomorrow I don't have live stream tomorrow. That's why I did it today. 100% true. And so I'll see you Wednesday, guys. Wednesday, 9:15 Japanese Standard Time. And please watch for the footage and a wonderful talk about that. If you're a football fan, ayan, please come watch and please come join me next Wednesday. Ayan. Yes, I see. Kakamusta kita sa kanya. Same sa cat. Okay, ayan. Okay, guys. So, thank you, guys, again and again. Arigatou gozaimashita. Ayan, otsukare sama desu. And mata raishu. Ayan, thank you so much. I love you all dahil sa channel na ito. Kayo ang bida. Bye-bye, guys. Love you all. Ayan, Felipe G, thank you 100% true. And to all the people, thank you. Dean, Shirley, Hadrian, ayan. Thank you. Good night to everyone. Bye-bye.
it down. Oh, got the turn. Wait, bring it down. Oh.
I could have